You're on the Moose. I'm your Bud the Dub, and I'm joined now by Liz Calder, who is the president of the North Peace Ride for the Disabled. How's it going today, Liz?
Not too bad.
That's good. Thank you so much for joining me today. So you decided to come on today to talk a bit about the upcoming annual general meeting that I believe you're holding on June 17th at 7 p.m. Why don't you start a bit about why this meeting is so important to the North Peace Ride for the Disabled this year?
Well, to begin with, it's a function that we have to do to maintain our nonprofit status. So if we don't do it, we may lose that. Right now, we can give out receipts for donations and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really important part of our fundraising efforts. But the other part of this meeting is that we need fresh blood on our executive. There's been a few of us that have been on there for many, many years, and we're getting long in the tooth. And not only that, but we need people who can bring fresh blood. Everybody that when they join an organization, they bring different people with them that contribute different ways to the organization. So the big issue for this organization is fundraising, and this is not going to be a good year for that. One of our big fundraisers is the Fall Fair, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. And then we have a community dinner fundraiser auction that's well supported in the fall usually, and I'm sure that's not going to happen. So we have some issues. We have a good financial solid base to start the year, but not enough to complete it. And it's an expensive activity.
I see.
Having horses and we pay board at the at the Light Horse, who have been generous in the past, but are getting more tight with their finances as well, and so they've imposed a few other expenses on us, and so it all boils down to having enough money to make the activity go forward.
Okay. Now, big shoes to fill, obviously, as you say, and some challenges ahead. But if you're somebody who's maybe never been kind of served on a board or in a society in any capacity, can you kind of briefly touch on sort of what sort of things you do, like what sort of responsibilities you can expect to have as, say, a president or vice president, treasurer, even just a kind of a director? What do you guys do when you're on the board of governors at a place like the North Peace Ride for the Disabled?
Well, we are basically the decision-making body that keeps keeps the organization rolling. We need to get together and decide on things. There's just month-to-month functions. We also have a paid employee who actually runs the event, and it happens once a week on a Wednesday night. And so we are there to support that person, and if there are issues, whether they're with the facility we rent from or anything else, then we look after that. We have lots of things that are board responsibilities throughout the year. We have to pay insurance. We have to make sure that all the paperwork and everything is done for riders because it's quite a issue around liability, and because we don't own the facility, so we have to satisfy the Light Horse's needs, and we have insurance through the Horse Council of British Columbia as well, and just make sure all our ducks are in a row. Probably the biggest job falls with the treasurer and the president, who should be delegating and getting people to work cooperatively with them to get stuff done. So it's like most small organizations that people get to know each other quite well, and if people are reliable and turn up to meetings and do what they need to do, then everything runs well.
Wonderful. So it's an excellent opportunity for some volunteerism. Why don't you tell us about the AGM? Well, it's happening June 17th. Tell us what people need to bring, need to have with them to come out if they're even at all interested in the North Peace Ride for the disabled, or maybe they want to run for the
Right.
executive? What do they need to do?
Well, they need to bring a chair to sit on if they want to sit, or they can stand. This is a horse arena.
Yeah.
And so, because of the current rules around social distancing and stuff, um, we're going to be in this big area. They need to just come and bring themselves, basically. We don't have membership for people that we do have a membership. It's a voluntary thing if you want to pay $5 because it's a good thing to have members listed
Hmm.
when you're applying for grants or whatever. In the past few years, we haven't applied for grants because we've been able to raise the money locally. Applying for grants is another layer of responsibility and takes somebody who is very good at it or has some knowledge of it to make that happen. So, just come to the meeting, be involved in what's going on, volunteer. We never turn any volunteers down, and help us be successful. We've been going for over 30 years, so it would be a shame to see it not happen any longer. But under the current circumstances, with the few people that are kind of the driving force, it's not going to continue. Like I'm going to continue supporting it, but I'm not going to be the president or the secretary or the vice president. So, and those are positions that I've held over the last several years. And right now, we don't even have a treasurer. Bev Richards has very generously offered to do up our books, and I've been writing the checks and doing that kind of stuff. So we just can't keep on going on like that.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, the AGM, June 17th at 7 p.m. at Bev Dale Richards Arena, Sunset Stables in Baldonnel. Great opportunity if you've got some time to volunteer for a great local organization doing great work in the community. Pardon me, Liz, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Well, thank you for giving us this opportunity to get it out there in the community. We've been around for a long time, but it seems like people still don't know we exist. And if you like horses and if you like people, this is a great place to come to.
100%. Thanks, Liz.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Dwight with Fort City Chrysler. We
All
are
right, Liz, I
open
think
and
that
here to
went really
serve.
well.
Right now, we have a great selection of new and used vehicles in